Beloved in the Lord Jesus, grace and peace to you. The Gospel of John places the very first moments of Easter in a garden. Mary Magdalene comes to the tomb carrying the weight of grief. The stone has been moved and the body is gone, and the world that she knew was now shaken. She stands there weeping, and then the risen Jesus speaks to her. The risen Lord does not begin with a loud proclamation. Instead, he begins with her name. He calls her Mary. In that moment, everything changes. The voice that she had heard before, the voice that called her into freedom, now speaks again. And the garden of her grief becomes the garden of the resurrection. Yet, the resurrection does not erase the wounds of our world. The risen Lord still bears the wounds of the cross. And we know that those wounds remain among us in the griefs that we carry in our lives, in our world still very much marked by war, displacement, and fear, in families who continue to flee their homes, in nations and neighborhoods trembling with conflict. Many wonder whether hope has gone thin or even disappeared. But Easter declares something much more profound. It declares that death does not have the final word. It declares that violence cannot extinguish the life of God. And even now, the life of Christ is already breaking forth. We see it whenever mercy interrupts resentment. We see it when enemies take the first hesitant steps towards reconciliation. We see it in those who refuse the logic of fear and choose instead the harder work of compassion. We see it whenever communities open their doors to the stranger, in neighbors who bear one another's burdens, and in quiet acts of courage that refuse to surrender to despair. These are the signs of the risen life already at work among us. And in these new trajectories, these often begin in the same way Mary's world was turned around, when we learn to call one another, not by the labels we invent through ideology or fear, but by names given in love and belovedness. Mary Magdalene becomes the first witness of that new creation. The one who came weeping is the same one who was sent to proclaim, "I have seen the Lord." And so, Easter is not only something we remember. Easter is something you and I are called to live. Like Mary, I pray that you and I will listen for the voice of Christ amidst the noise of our world. And when we do recognize Him, may be we willing to go, to follow in His steps, to bear hope where there is despair, to bear mercy where there is woundedness, and to bring life where the world has grown weary. For the risen Jesus Christ still calls to each of us by name. Dear siblings in the Lord, a blessed and joyful Easter to you and those you love, and may the light of Christ fill your hearts with hope and peace this day and always.